President Tinubu says tough times never last in first New Year broadcast. Fireworks and celebrations as Nigerians step into 2024 with hope. Police commence redeployment of special task force in communities affected by unrest in Plateau. Away from Nigeria, Denmark's Queen Margaret II announces surprise abdication after 52 years. These are the headlines on Trust TV News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thanks for joining. President Bola Tinubu says his administration will in 2024 work diligently to make sure that every Nigerian feels the impact of government. The president is particular about the economic aspirations and material well-being of the poor, the most vulnerable and the working people, which he promises will not be neglected. President Tinubu made the pledges early on Monday morning in a nationwide broadcast to usher in the new year. Kehinde Amodu takes a clinical look at the speech in this report.
I hear the groans of Nigerians who work hard every day to provide for themselves and their families.
There is nothing new about the president's New Year broadcast. He is acknowledging, as he has done many times in 2023, that the twin decisions to remove fuel subsidy and deregulate the foreign exchange system has brought some discomfort to individuals, families, and businesses. But he is pleading with Nigerians to use the current circumstances to strengthen their resolve to work better for the good of the nation.
Dear compatriots, take this from me. The time may be rough and tough. However, our spirit must remain unbowed because tough times never last. We are made for this period, never to flinch, never to falter. The socio-economic challenges of today should energize and rekindle our love and faith in the promise of Nigeria.
President Tinubu says he is aware that for some time now, conversations and debates have centered on the rising cost of living, high inflation, which is now above 28%, and the unacceptable high underemployment rate. But he says the last 7 months of 2023 were used to lay the groundwork of his administration's economic recovery plans, and government is now poised to accelerate the pace of service delivery across sectors. Areas of focus include delivery of reliable supply of electricity to homes and businesses under the Presidential Power Initiative and the cultivation of 500,000 hectares of farmlands across the country to grow maize, rice, wheat, millet, and other stable crops.
To ensure constant food supply, security, and affordability, we will step up our plan to cultivate 500,000 hectares of farmland across the country to grow maize, rice, wheat, millet, and other staple crops. We launched the dry season farming with 120,000 of land in Jigawa State last November under our National Wheat Development Program.
Meanwhile, the president is particular about operating a more efficient tax system to increase government revenue.
And this new year, we will race against time to ensure all the fiscal and tax policies reforms we need to put in place are codified and simplified to ensure the business environment does not destroy value. On every foreign trip I have embarked on,
just one paragraph is dedicated to security, with the president insisting that the situation has improved. In the same breath, the president admits that security forces have silently worked to free captives from abductors, which tallies with what is evident to all, that the administration has not been able to contain insecurity in the country. Though the president's New Year message is rich with inspirational quotes, it still falls far short of providing specific solutions that will inspire the people at their lowest ebb. From the federal capital, Kehinde Amodu, Trust TV News.
Now, despite the hard times experienced in the year 2023, many Nigerians stayed up late to usher in the year 2024 with excitement and fanfare. The European-style tradition of fireworks at 12 midnight as the clock counts down has become part of the New Year festivity in Nigeria as state governments join in the celebrations with citizens. Let's take a look at how the 2024 was welcomed in Yola, the Adamawa state capital. As Nigerians celebrate the new year, Yenagoa residents in Bayelsa State capital are expressing their expectations for the year 2024 rather. While speaking to Trust TV's Friday Ebimoboe Peter, they highlight key concerns around the economy as they call on both the state and federal governments to address pressing issues affecting the livelihood of Nigerians.
The new year is upon us and residents are looking forward to the new year with a lot of expectations as they acknowledge the effort made by the state and federal government so far. However, they emphasize the need for intensified effort in the coming year to address the challenges faced by the masses.
I will first and foremost appreciate the government for their up and doing. Well, sometimes your expectation may not be 100% met, but what we have seen so far, we appreciate God for that, and we appreciate the government for the security we are enjoying, especially in Bayelsa here. We sleep with our two eyes closed, and especially we that we are not from Bayelsa, we enjoy going about our businesses. We go and come back in peace. And by next year, we expect the government to do more to make sure that they maintain the peace in the state.
Like this fuel substitute that we are facing into is killing the economy. For example, places that we are used to go like with 100 naira, 200 naira, if we find it 500, and stabilize our economy like dollar is rising every day. It's affecting us. We will be businessmen. Like when we are going to buy pipe now, we are used to buy 1 inch pipe like 1,000, but now it's 1,800.
Another resident, Adoro Savior, shares her concerns about the challenges experienced in the current year, such as the new Naira note policy, fuel price hikes, and increases in commodity prices. She voiced a collective sentiment expressing a desire to avoid a recurrence of such issues in 2024.
My expectation for 2024 mostly is this fuel subsidy. Make they do and the way we say people will feel buy am, because this a liter of fuel 700 naira. The thing they choke people a lot. Mostly we be business people. They choke us well. 2023 we experienced cashless policy, and that the thing takes so many people village. That's cashless people. If you don't know, you don't know. So we still pray, may cashless policy not come back again.
Despite the ongoing celebration season, the persistently high fuel prices remain a point of contention for many Nigerians. The new year will mark a new beginning with the hope that it will come with a positive changes. Friday, Ebimoboe Peter, Trust TV News, Yenagoa.
Now, in response to the recent wave of violence in communities within Bokos and Barikin Ladi local government areas, the Nigerian Police Force has initiated the deployment of officers to address the alarming situation. The affected areas have witnessed a series of attacks by gunmen, resulting in the tragic loss of more than 190 lives and extensive property damage. Notably, Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun on Friday issued a directive for the commencement of special operations aimed at curbing the recurring killings and attacks in the villages of Bokos and Barikin Ladi local government areas. Before their deployment, Assistant Inspector General of Police Haladu Aliyu addressed the officers, urging them to display resilience and adopt an offensive stance against the criminals responsible for the violence in various parts of the state. AIG Haladu Aliyu emphasized that the ongoing crisis has no ethno-religious correlation. He urged the officers to avoid any form of segregation during the operation, highlighting the importance of a unified approach to maintaining peace and order.
An IG on its own has mandated me to be on ground to ensure that task is done. That the aim of this operation is achieved. And as he promised, he has brought the operational asset. See all over it. He has promised that he will bring it, and he has done it. And the men you saw, I addressed the men that are here. Some are doing. We have started deployment already. As at last night, we deployed some men in that place. And now we are deploying more. In the evening, we are deploying more. We must cover, dominate every area and even beyond, because we may be concentrating in one local government, and then while they strike here, we are going to spread our tentacle, the whole of Plateau State. It must end. It's a promise. We must fight this fight.
The terrorists responsible for the November 19 attack on the convoy of Yobe State Governor Memala Buni have been successfully neutralized, as confirmed by Major General Edward Buba, the spokesperson for the Defense Headquarters. Responding to an inquiry, Buba stated that the terrorists in the location have been destroyed in a targeted operation. The governor's convoy was ambushed while en route from Maiduguri to Damaturu. Despite the governor's absence, high-ranking government officials, including the secretary to the Yobe State government and the special advisor on religious affairs, were present. During the attack, a policeman was killed and several others, including a soldier, sustained injuries and were hospitalized. In a subsequent statement on November 20, General Buba reported that troops pursued the terrorists, successfully recovering the vehicles they had hijacked from the convoy. The police in Lagos State have arrested a man who allegedly paraded himself as a police officer before a commercial motorcyclist whom he allegedly defrauded the sum of 670,000 naira. The command's public relations officer, SP Benjamin Hundeyin, confirmed the arrest to News Agency of Nigeria on Sunday. Hundeyin said that the suspect was arrested after information about his activities was received for allegedly printing fake police ID cards and issuing the same to some motorcyclists who paid him between 50,000 naira and 70,000 naira. He said that the purpose of issuing them the card was to serve as police errand boys should they be stopped at any security checkpoint, particularly at police checkpoints. The police spokesman further said that the suspect confessed to the crimes, stressing that the cards printed were given to motorcyclists at Ojo, Okokomaiko, Ajangbadi, axis of Lagos, and collected the amount from the victims. Hundeyin said that the suspect will be charged to court upon completion of the investigation. Now, climate change has triggered a rapid decline in natural water sources, affecting rural areas where ponds, streams, and rivers are crucial for water supply. In this report, Jimmy Azande captures the difficulty a community in Benue faces in order to access drinking water.
This is what life is like in the hinterlands. Rural dwellers find themselves traversing long distances in search of water for their everyday needs. A struggle vividly illustrated in Savnum village, where women share the burden and express the hardships they endure on a daily basis. Water is a major problem in this village. I'm married here with 6 kids now and a grandmother. Whether it is drinking water or for other uses, we go to farm and come back tired, going in search of water. Worse is that the source of water we get is not even good for human consumption. People, we can only beg for help. We are appealing for intervention from government and spiritual individuals to please come to our aid. Beyond the challenges, there's a growing concern about the water's hygiene, rendering it unsuitable for human consumption. The water gives us infections and diseases like typhoid. But without option, we consume what we have, leaving the rest to God. Despite resorting to makeshift water treatment methods out of desperation, it remains far from an ideal solution. When we source for the water, we do some local treatment with alum, allow it to stay for at least 5 minutes before usage. Yet, this is not good enough for human consumption. A help would be appreciated. Hope is emerging from Governor Hyacinthe commitment to granting autonomy to local government administration. Anticipation builds for potential solutions, reminiscent of past successes when the third tier played a vital role in community development. Jimmy Azande, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly. Poor waste management in Abuja poses serious health risk for residents. Details and more after the break. Thanks for staying with us. This is the news update on Trust TV. Here's a reminder of our top stories. President Tinubu says tough times never last in first New Year broadcast. Fireworks and celebrations as Nigerians step into 2024 with hope. Now, in other news, the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Agency, acting on behalf of the federal government, has dispelled rumors regarding a proposed electricity tariff hike set for January 1, 2024. The spokesperson for NERC, Usman Abba, clarified the government's position on Sunday, refuting any official order issued to electricity distribution companies for an impending tariff increase. This clarification follows widespread speculation and concerns surrounding the alleged directive, with NERC aiming to provide transparency and address public apprehension. The president of the Nigeria Consumer Protection Network, Kule Olubio, voiced strong reservations against any potential electricity tariff hike. Olubio emphasized the perceived irresponsibility of such a move, considering the existing economic challenges faced by Nigerians, including the recent fuel subsidy removal, rising inflation, and other economic reforms. This reaction comes in the wake of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's decision in November 2023 to halt the implementation of a new electricity tariff, advocating instead for a power sector subsidy. According to the United Nations Industrial Organization, Nigeria generates over 32 million tons of waste annually, with plastic accounting for 2.5 million tons. The alarming issue of poor waste management is a significant concern for residents of Abuja, Nigeria's capital. In Karu, Abuja, residents are calling on the FCT administration to urgently order the evacuation of a substantial waste deposit near the Karu Muslim cemetery to restore sanitation to the area. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
This substantial waste bin is situated just off a major expressway in the Karu area of the federal capital, Abuja, dangerously close to the Karu Muslim cemetery. The waste, consisting of plastic, leather, and leftovers, emits an unpleasant smell, polluting the air. Business operators and residents in the vicinity emphasize that the poor waste dump site poses significant health risk.
You can see that dustbin over there. I believe that government, somebody holds the contract to be packing that dustbin every Monday or every week. But as you see, that dustbin there has been there for more than 2 months. Nobody is packing it. And anytime they will come to pack it, the trucks that will convert those dirty from that place, you see them, they will splash everything on this road to where they will go and dump the dustbin, which is very bad.
And we want the minister of the FCT to come and see this place by himself, because the people they gave the job they are not functioning. To give a person a job or a contract, and you don't come and check if the person is doing it appropriately. So this place is causing a hazard to human health, which is not good. For example, this place can cause cholera to human health.
Residents, having staged a peaceful protest demanding the allocation of a new dump site away from the residential areas, expressed frustration at the lack of intervention by the FCT management.
If government can find another place that is very secured to be packing all these things, and mostly we here in Karu, the majority of the dustbin bring around is from Karo side, Federal Housing, Jukwe, all they are coming to dump it here. And the place is purposely for burial ground parking space. Message to the minister, we've been seeing all these kind of things. We hope that the work he did in the rivers will reflect here in FCT, but up to now, we have not seen anything on ground.
Expert highlights that inadequate waste management can lead to the spread of diseases and contribute to environmental degradation. Our World in Data, a research organization, reports that less than 12% of waste generated in Nigeria is recycled, with approximately 80% ending up in landfills and unregulated dump sites. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, banks are set to charge customers stamp duty on old foreign transactions between January 2021 to December 2023 by the end of January 2024. This is according to a directive from the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Access Bank disclosed this in a recent letter to its customers. According to the bank, the electronic money transfer levy was only applicable to accounts receiving electronic deposits of 10,000 and above or its equivalent. It, however, noted that starting from January 2024, the deduction will now extend to foreign currency inflows equivalent to 10,000 naira and above. Based on this new rule, stamp duty will apply to foreign transactions of $11.02 and above. The EMT levy was introduced in the Finance Act 2020, which amended the Stamp Duty Act and aims to improve government revenue from the growth of electronic funds transfer in Nigeria. Away from Nigeria, Denmark's Queen Margaret II, Europe's longest-serving monarch, announced she will abdicate her seat on January 14 after a 52-year reign. In a surprising revelation during her traditional New Year's Eve speech broadcast on Danish television, the 83-year-old monarch cited her age and health concerns as reasons for stepping down. Queen Margaret, known for her subtle modernization of Danish royalty, initially declared she would never abdicate. However, a back surgery in February prompted contemplation about the future, leading to the decision to pass the responsibility to the next generation. Renowned for her artistic talent, the chain-smoking queen has played a pivotal role in Denmark's cultural scene. With sparkling blue eyes and a broad smile, she has captivated the public with her relaxed and playful demeanor. Crown Prince Frederik, with his commitment to environmental causes, is poised to continue Denmark's journey into a new era. And in sports news, the African Boxing Confederation has taken decisive action against its vice president, Azania Omo Agege, suspending him for allegations of blackmail and falsification of documents to secure a position as a board of director. According to a statement issued by Kalong Andre Basil, the Secretary General of the African Boxing Confederation, Omo Agege, sought $100,000 from AFBC President Yasu Wosin Bahadno to arrange a meeting with the Nigerian Minister of Sport. The accusations also involve disciplinary issues, including forgery and falsification of documents, leading to Omo Agege's suspension. The AFBC called on the Nigeria Boxing Federation to remain united, focused and professional for the continued development of boxing. This development signals a significant shake-up in the leadership of the AFBC and raises questions about the integrity of its officials, as Omo Agege faces serious allegations that have now resulted in his suspension. And that's a wrap on the news update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thanks for watching.